We are here at the XPG and Adata booth right now. Let me go ahead and show you around some of the cases, fans, memory modules, and so much more that they're offering here. So let's go ahead and dive right into it. First up, we have some of their new cases. This is their Invader X mid-tower case. It's got a nice wraparound effect with the glass panels. Plenty of room for, great place to go and showcase your components. And then what's really cool here is the Invader X Pro, which is basically the big brother of this one right here, but it has a curved tempered glass panel, which gives you this really like fishbowl effect for all of your components. And what's kind of cool about it is they didn't sacrifice on the cooling. They allowed it to go a little bit taller so you can have some rear exhaust out in the top where it's actually above the motherboard itself. And then you still got the plenty of ventilation coming in from the side here. You got two fans in the back, and you can have up to 360 down below. Plenty of room to work with while looking quite amazing here. And then we also have the Battle Cruiser 2, which is basically a follow-up to the original Battle Cruiser. They went ahead and made things just a little bit larger to go ahead and fit some additional components. That was one of the complaints a lot of people had with the original XPG Battle Cruiser. So this one, they went ahead and made things a little bit larger, and that's going to go ahead and allow for additional radiators. It looks like in here they have a 360 up top, 360 up front, and that's plenty for pretty much any setup right now. If we continuing on, we also have some of their new power supplies. These power supplies actually have shrunk quite a bit, and they are ATX 3.0 compliant. This thing right here, I believe this is, what size is this? We got a 850 watt, and it's not much bigger than the 120 millimeter fan right here. And we also have their mini version, which I believe this is a 600 watt, and it's, in comparison, it actually takes off about a half an inch of space, which is great for those smaller builds that you may be working on. If we continue here, they also have a SFX version. This is also ATX 3.0 compatible, and it's a 600 watt, super tiny, great for small form factor builds. And then what I'm really happy to show with you guys is XPG's magnetic lineup. A lot of companies are selling magnetic fans, but XPG wanted to do a couple things different. First off, these fans are reversible, not in the traditional sense. A lot of companies have tried to do reversible fans, but you have to remove the actual fan blade itself, take it off, put it back, a different one on, and then that changes the actual direction. These ones have a button that you can basically press and then press again to go ahead, and they'll go ahead and stop all the fans. Then they'll go ahead and reverse direction, and you're able to change the direction that the airflow is going for these fans without having to change basically anything in your case. Super easy, and you can even hook that up to like a reset button, they said, based on the additional accessories that will come with these fans. They also have something really cool here with their coolers. First off, this is their hybrid cooler. So if you look at it, this cooler is actually a 120 millimeter radiator all-in-one solution that is built to sit right on top of your CPU. Nice, huge cold plate, and they're saying that they're able to do 280 watts of thermal capacity just with this 120 and having two fans, and it's not much taller than the traditional tower cooler, which is really great to see, especially with how hot some of the CPUs are getting these days. XPG also wanted to share one of their other solutions that just came out. This is their AIO, but the AIO they said was different compared to a lot of others is they're actually submerging the pump. A lot of companies, they'll have the actual pump has to kind of like suck the fluid out. That can cause some issues, and they were saying that they're able to increase performance by submerging the pump itself. So that's pretty cool to see as well. XPG is also showing off some new SSDs. These are their Adata and XPG versions of the Legend 970. These are their Gen 5 drives doing about 10 gigabytes per second. And they have two different models here. First up, they have their XPG model that's got some nice LEDs on it, and it's got a really cool cooling solution. It's got two active fans, and what they said was really interesting. I haven't seen, they have an aluminum alloy tube they say they are able to use to go ahead and drop temperatures a little bit further. So XPG also has some gaming laptops that they're showing off, and one of the most, fascinating things that they're showing off is their 15G. The 15G is super unique because they were able to go ahead and fit some amazing specs in here. First up, 96 gigabytes of RAM and up to 24 terabytes of SSDs at NVMe 4.0 storage, which is incredible. So you can have up to 3 8-terabyte drives in here. You can either run those either in RAID or just run them normally. You have some massive storage that you really can't get anywhere else on the market. They also have a very similar 16-inch version. They said this is basically the same thing, but this actually steps everything up to the i9 rather than the i7 that was in the 15-inch, because I think it needed a little bit better cooling, and that's where we are right here. It looks like they're putting in about a 4070 in these laptops, which is a really good sweet spot, so I'm happy to go ahead and see that as well. So that pretty much wraps up the XPG booth. There's also some memory modules I'll have some B-roll of, but we were able to actually go ahead and shoot those. But there's a lot of cool products that XPG had here today, and I was so glad to go ahead and bring them to you. So I always hope you guys enjoyed. Go ahead and like this video, guys, if you did. Make sure you subscribe for more content like this.